I feel more confident since I've come here, because I felt a sort of permission to just do what I'm doing. And so it's not a question anymore. It's like, should I do this? Like, is everybody okay with this? Does it make sense? Like, there's no questioning about what I'm doing now. It's just like, I'm just doing it. So there's a certain confidence that comes with that. Like, yeah, of course we're like sitting in a park and you're lying down, and we have microphones.
How could it be different?
Of course, now it's obvious, right? But like before, it would have been like, well, you know, we have to be on Zoom, and like I wouldn't be like in Berlin, because how would I have the opportunity to be in Berlin? Like, how would I meet you? And like all of these things, like it wouldn't be so obvious from that time.
How did you get there? To the point that it seems obvious to you? And
well, just every day I'm in this environment which is sort of designed to support this, to support everybody in the residency doing what they want to be doing, more or less. People do have other things to think about, but in terms of just being here and having a project and interacting with people, and there's food and all this stuff, it's sort of like a very large portion of your life is sort of resolved, and you don't have to, there's no financial question of like how I'm going to pay for this. There's no question of, is this viable, is this profitable, or whatever. You don't think about all these questions, which the real world will force upon you at some point. So here it's just a space, and you come here and you realize your things, and you live your life every day, and there's cool people around, and it's paradise, and it's a utopia, and everything works. Not everything works, of course. There's a lot of things that are broken, but it's a kind of environment that maybe gives me confidence in certain ways.
What if this utopia is more real than what you called reality before?
Yeah, reality is not the right word for the world outside of Moos. It's more like the strong tradition of money and jobs and capitalism and work and rent and this and that, and like transacting and trading. It's just so dominant, you know, so I call it the real world, because it's like that's what's there outside of this space. And you can't deny that it's there, obviously. It is very real, in a sense that a lot of, like, most of the people who live on this planet have to deal with that. And in the space that we're in here, we have this privilege of not having to think about most of those things that most people have to worry about. So in that sense, it's a kind of utopia. We're a very select group of people, like 20, 30 people, and we get to come here and somebody else is paying our rent, and we don't have to worry about anything, and well, okay, we have to pay for food, I guess, but like, you know, it's like so many things are just resolved with no, just like this. We just come here and it's all happening, and this is really special, and unfortunately not usual, I think.
So it kind of gives you more space, doesn't it?
Yeah, space to just express in the way that you need to express. I want to say this like neuronal thing of like myelin sheath, like activating your neurons, like firing the thing. Like, just the more you do something, the stronger you can access that space again.
On your neuron highway?
Neuron highway. I like that. It's essentially practice, right? You're practicing something, and by practicing it becomes easier. Mm-hmm. What we're practicing is just whatever we wanted to be doing with ourselves. Probably. I mean, in my case, that's what I should really not speak about other people.
Can I call it the practice of being?
Okay, yeah. It is a kind of being.
It sounds like it's a practice that takes you out of your mind and your worries and brings you more to the presence and
yeah,
to what you're doing now.